In this video, I want to talk a little bit more about the spot removal tool. This tool is helpful in removing objects in your photo, but you also want to be careful when you use it. For example, in this bathroom, there's a patch on the wall. Typically, I would not remove something like this because it's actually part of the house. Imagine if it were a big hole in the wall and I removed it from the photo. A potential buyer would see that photo online, and when they go to see the house in person, they see this hole in the wall. It's basically false advertising. You want the house to look good, but you don't want to misrepresent what it actually looks like. Now, if the real estate agent tells you to take it out because they're going to paint over it the next day, then that's fine. We'll just pretend that that's what the client wants to do. So let's go ahead and remove this spot. I'll zoom in by hitting Command and the plus key on my keyboard using a Mac. Then I'll move the photo around by clicking and dragging. Now I can see this spot really well. I'll zoom out by hitting Command and the minus key. Then I'll select my spot removal tool. I can adjust the size of the tool by scrolling with my mouse. Once it's the right size, I'll click on the spot and let Lightroom do the rest. If I zoom back in, you can see that that spot is gone. Now we'll use the spot removal tool on some exterior photos. There are a few things in the photo that I'd like to remove. One is the end of this slide that was on the playground. So I'll grab the tool and paint over the slide. From there, I'll adjust where in the photo this spot will be cloned to by clicking and dragging the cloned segment. One thing to always be aware of is your shadow. You can see here that my tripod shadow is appearing on the ground, so I'll use the spot removal tool for that as well. I would also go through and remove this stuff that's on the ground. The reason I have no issues removing things that are outside in the yard is because they're not permanent fixtures to the house. There is no false advertising by removing these things from the photos because you can actually remove them in person. Now, if I were to remove a telephone pole or a giant cell tower right next to the house, that wouldn't be great because those are permanent fixtures and potential buyers need to know about that stuff. The last thing I would remove in this photo is this garden hose. Using the same process as before, I'm going to move on to one more photo. You can see that there are a couple of cars in the shot. I'll do my best to remove these using the same spot removal techniques. This car kind of runs into the wall of the house, so I need to be really careful that I don't paint over that part of the house, or else that part of the house will get cloned. So I'll get right up to the edge and then adjust where I'm going to clone this spot to. Same thing with this van. I'll do my best to only paint over the van and then move the selection so that things match up well. If you can move some things around while you're on a shoot, that would be ideal because then you wouldn't need to use the spot removal tool so much while you're editing. But sometimes it's unavoidable. Keep practicing and you'll definitely get better and more efficient. So that's it for a more detailed look at the spot removal tool. Let me know if you have any questions, and remember, keep shooting. Swish.